Nigeria. There is a place locals whisper about but never dare to visit after dark. In 2014, passers-by began to hear faint cries drifting out of the dense trees. The sounds were strange, too weak, too desperate, like whispers being carried on the wind. At first, people ignored them, thinking it was just imagination. But the cries grew louder, until finally, the police were called to investigate. Hidden deep in the overgrowth stood a half-buried building, rotting in the soil. Its walls were covered in moss, and the air around it smelled of something rotten. Inside, rooms were filled with bones, rotting flesh, and the scattered belongings of people who had vanished from nearby towns. Shoes, bags, broken phones, even photographs. But the most terrifying part was that not all of them were dead. Police discovered survivors, weak, skeletal, and chained to the walls. Their eyes were hollow, their skin bruised, their voices trembling with stories too dark to repeat. They whispered about strangers who brought them there, men who muttered about rituals and sacrifices, feeding something ancient that demanded blood. The victims said nights were the worst. That was when chanting filled the air. Candles flickered against the walls, and one by one, people were dragged away, never to return. Locals say the place was cursed long before it was uncovered. Some believe it was a shrine of dark rituals, where human life was nothing more than an offering to shadows that promised power in return. Even after the police cleared the forest, villagers still claim they hear the cries of the lost, echoes of those who never made it out. Hunters say the ground still stinks of iron and ash. Travelers speak of seeing pale faces staring from behind the trees before vanishing into the dark. And if you dare to visit, you might hear them too. The whispers, the footsteps, the chains rattling in the distance, as if the forest remembers everything. But Ibadan is not the only place where Africa hides its horrors. Across the continent, stories breathe in the cracks of the night. In Kenya, the volcanic Menengai crater is said to swallow travelers whole. Villagers swear the spirits of the dead wander the cliffs, pushing the living to leap into the abyss. In Tanzania, on Pemba Island, there is the legend of the Popobawa, a shape-shifting demon that sneaks into homes at night, tormenting families until dawn. People still lock their doors and sleep huddled together, terrified of the flutter of wings outside their windows. And in Cameroon, whispers spread of the Nyongo Society, a secret order that offers wealth at a terrible price. They say the rich are not blessed, but cursed, feeding their success with invisible sacrifices, turning neighbors into spirits bound to serve them in death. Entire villages live in fear, watching their shadows, wondering who among them has already made the pact. If you want more real nightmares like this one, subscribe to the channel.